give me their name, because I don't want people to get upset with me between It is a rich tapestry.
Hi, my name is Melissa and I'm a professional soul singer. Today we're going to be discovering...
Hello my dudes! What have you been up to? Who have you been seeing? Give me their name. I hope you're all well and enjoying some sunshine, seeing some friends, and bringing the system down from the inside. We're back again for another Soul Singer Discovers. Woo! Thank you again to everyone that's commented, subbed, and generally being glorious. I'm planning on doing another live stream soon where I react and discover all of your music right there in front of you with no filter, which I certainly think I should be edited at all possible opportunities. So do keep an eye out for that. If you're not sure where to keep an eye out for that, then please sub and you'll be able to see it on our community posts. Today we're going to be discovering Black Label Society. Now, before we go any further, and before anyone starts, yes, I have heard Black Label Society before. Levi's a big fan. Levi actually interviewed Zakk Wylde when he was working for a particular magazine, online magazine. I think the Pride and Glory album is transcendent. I don't actually listen to Black Label Society, even though Levi's a huge fan, but I have heard plenty of it, but not in any detail. So we are going to listen to it today. Black Label Society were founded in Los Angeles, California in 1998 by singer and guitarist Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde is best known for a lot of his work with Ozzy Osbourne as his guitarist, and his particular style has a lot of pinch harmonics and vibrato. The name of the band, Black Label Society, was actually inspired by a brand of whiskey, who then tried to sue them, which of course is Johnnie Walker's. What's your fucking problem, Johnnie Walker? Your whiskey ain't that good. I would go as far as to say as I would take Jura whiskey over Johnnie Walker any day of the week, or Balvenie. Woo! Okay, this is not about whiskey. I want it to be about whiskey, but it's not. Black Label Society have released 11 studio albums, and they seem to have a sort of biker vibe to their audiences. So let's do it. Black Label Society and 13 Years of Grief, which sounds like my ex-partner, if I'm honest.
There's a song called 13 Years of Motherfucking Grief.
So much heavier instantly than I was expecting.
You're so fucking tough, motherfucking man. 13 years of grief. All your folks ever had. Just an ignorant cunt. Talking soft and shit. Trying to act like a man. Fucking punk kid.
Do you think they've got enough amps?
Walks the church and the nothing less.
Pausing. So Zakk Wylde, apart from being a very handsome man, we're not doing it anymore. I'm not talking about it. I'm not even telling you anymore because you make fun of me. Zakk Wylde, I made, when I first started my channel, and I didn't know what I was doing, I made a video on the vocal evolution of Zakk Wylde. Go and watch it if you want. In fact, I prefer you didn't because it is rough as buggery. But I was still in that moment of like YouTubery where I was like, well, I'm going to be polite because I don't want people to get upset with me. And then I was like, oh, fuck this. People on the internet are awful. I'll be as mean as I want to be.
People on the internet are so mean.
He's at the middle stage of his career here, vocally speaking, not in any other aspect, because his voice hasn't fully got to that absolutely dry nasal sound that he makes now. At this point, there's still some control going on, and he's still dropping his jaw a little bit more. Like some of those notes he's doing that, there's still some control going on there, and there's still some definite choices made to make it melodic. I think the thing with Zakk Wylde as well, having listened to Pride and Glory and watched Pride and Glory live pieces, Zakk Wylde's voice when he was younger, he was hot. Like, his melisma was outstanding. Zakk's lifestyle was around alcohol. I honestly, in my humble opinion, as both a singer and someone who overindulged in alcohol in the younger part of their musician years, alcohol is one of the most destructive things you can do to your voice over a long period of time, because alcohol is incredibly dehydrating. And that is the rub. With Zakk's voice, I'm quite sure it's the alcohol that did most of the damage, but I'm willing to believe that there's an aspect of singing in these environments where it is incredibly loud. Has anyone been at a Black Label Society gig? Like, how loud was it? I'm willing to believe very loud. And I don't think at any point, and correct me if I'm wrong before any of you become hysterical, I've never seen Zakk Wylde using in-ear monitors. I'm sure he has at some point. But as a vocalist, they have to become your best friend. Whether you find them alienating to the environment or not, you really should. Because when you don't use them and you're in a loud environment or a loud style of band, even in my band, which is soul music, can still get pretty loud, you find yourself, whether you like it or not, projecting harder than you would have to be able to hear yourself if you don't use any monitors. And in these environments, of course, we can hear Zakk. But yeah, I wonder if the environment has anything to do with it. Still using quite long vowels. He did start copying Ozzy a lot with a nasal. But let's keep going. I love that riff. Yeah, he's still experimenting with vowels. Pausing quickly before, just to point out as well, the distortion on Zakk Wylde's voice is a natural part of his voice that he has over time become more pronounced for various reasons. One thing I always say to singers, some singers did come to me deliberately to learn about fry and distortion whilst they're singing. And I said the same thing to all of them. As you can hear when I talk sometimes, distortion is a natural part of the timbre of my voice. It's not something that I have to affect really hardly. And some singers go out of their way to affect it because of the genre they're singing, or, the emotion they want to portray. And what I would say is affecting distortion really hard when you're not trained, and it's also not a natural part of your voice, creates damage right there. I don't think the distorted sound that Zach makes is creating any damage because it is part of his voice. I will say that. Let's keep going. What is this? Okay. Oh. Okay. I mean, that at the end there felt to me like Black Sabbath, but that makes complete sense. In fact, I imagine a lot of bands like Black Label Society and singers and songwriters like Zach are very inspired by Black Sabbath. They were one of the original blueprints. I say one of because I know it is a rich tapestry. I really like this. I enjoy Zach's voice. I enjoy the choice of that ba 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 ba. Yeah, there's something about riffs, hooks that are not particularly big intervals but feel diminished or minor, which I can really get behind. They scratch an itch. I think Zach's voice was at its peak, if I'm honest, during Pride and Glory. But I can take this voice here as well. It's still got long vowels. He's still messing around with kind of going between changing his vowels out. The one thing Black Label Society will never be guilty of is not giving energy. Did you see the bass player? They're spinning in circles.
Water, so I made some tea with it, and now I have an infection. Sir?
What do you think of Zach's voice and career? What do you think of Pride and Glory? Like them? Because I like them. As always, let me know what you think in the comments section. Let me know what you think I should be reacting to next. Thank you again to all of my patrons for continuing to support my nonsense. Until next time, my dudes, peace out!